Rain fire upon them, Guardian. Burn them all. Hello, my lovely monsters. I am Fasa the Silver Chimera, and I'm back with another Destiny 2 build, and this time we're rocking a Solar Warlock. Part 1, the weapon. We're using the Vex Mythoclast. This comes with the intrinsic trait, Timeless Mythoclast. This weapon fires full auto when it's in its default firing mode. So essentially, fusion rifle go burr. The next perk is Temporal Limiter. Am I saying that right? Is it temporal or temporal? Whatever. Defeating targets build stacks of overcharge. Long press the reload button and swap firing modes when fully overcharged. In the alternative firing mode, hold the trigger down to charge up and fire more powerful linear fusion shots. So you have a pocket sniper. So that's fun, right? Finally, we have the Catalyst. While in full auto mode, final blows of this weapon grant bonus damage, accuracy, and stability for a short duration. So it's kind of like a built-in rampage. And I love this gun. It's like a sexy, futuristic Swiss Army gun of death. It's also my first exotic, so it has a very special place in my heart. Part 2, the armor. We're rocking the exotic Warlock boots, Rain of Fire. They come with the perk Soaring Fusilier. I hate Warlock exotics. Air dodge reloads all of your weapons and improves the airborne effectiveness of fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles. Final blows make you radiant, and it also bumps the airborne effectiveness stat for fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles. I don't really care about that part, but hey, if you're a Warlock that likes to floof around, I'm sure that sounded nice. But the thing that we're focusing on is the Radiant verb, because there's a lot of solar synergy this season, and Radiant is the key that's going to kick the tires and light the fires for this build, baby. Part 3, class and mods. So we're on the Dawnblade, of course, and you can use whatever super you like, but we both know it's going to be well. Why are we pretending? I like to use Incinerator Snap because it makes me feel cool and it has a lower cooldown, and whatever grenade you like. Personally, I like using the Fusion Grenade because it has some synergy with the aspects. Speaking of the aspects, the first one is Touch of Flame. Your healing, solar, firebolt, and fusion grenades have enhanced functionality. Hence why I picked the Fusion Grenade, because it explodes twice, and I connect with that on a spiritual level. The other aspect we're using is Heat Rises. You can fire weapons, melee, and throw grenades while gliding. Consume your grenade to gain Heat Rises, releasing a burst of healing energy that cures nearby allies. The strength of the burst is increased when a healing grenade is consumed. Final blows while airborne increase the duration of Heat Rises and grant melee energy. By Odin's beard, that's a lot of shit. Warlocks be doing too much, man. Anyway, I like staying in the air and shooting, so I picked this one. But hey, I don't know how to Warlock properly yet, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Moving on to our fragments, first up we have Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant, -10 to discipline. So this one can be traded out, but I still like having the ability to get radiant from melees if I need it. Next is Ember of Empyrean. Solar weapons or ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. -10 to resilience. We want this because we want to be radiant as long as possible. Next up is Ember of Solace. Radiant and restoration effects applied to you have an increased duration. Second verse, same as the first. Radiant equal good. Always be shining. Finally, Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite, +10 to recovery. So we have a lot of Scorch and Fire Sprite to give grenade energy, so why not, in my opinion. But feel free to trade that out. Talk to me in the comments, people. Moving on to the artifact mods, we want all of the solar mods. Kindling Trigger to apply Scorch, Flint Striking to keep up Radiant, Revitalizing Blast to debuff the chunky boys, and Raise the Precisions to cause ignitions with headshots. You can also throw in some Stasis and Strain mods if you're using anything that would benefit from them. Moving on to the armor mods, on the helmet we want a Siphon mod for orbs, hands-on for super energy. On the arms we want heavy-handed and firepower for orbs, momentum transfer to get our melee back faster. On the chest we want charged up for more armor charges. You can have multiple or just one if you want. Maybe you want to use some reserve mods or something. On our legs we want 2 solar surge mods to increase Vex's damage even further. I also like using recuperation to stay alive. On our class item we want powerful attraction for slurping up orbs. And you can also rock a Reaper mod and a Bomber mod because they can't hurt, right? With all that covered, this build is a blast. Pun very much intended. Vex recently got a buff and it hits like a truck. Barrier champions, be warned, it is not safe out here for y'all. And Vex causing ignitions due to the synergy of mods in the legs. Oh, be still my ashtray of a heart. But it is time for the most important fact of any build. Part 4, the fashion. And this is the outfit I came up with. And I dig it. Rain of Fire kind of has this like military look to them, so I wanted to look tactical, you know? So I used the Neomuna chest for all the grenades and the gear on it. The gloves have a nice angular look to them, and I used the classic Prodigal hood helmet. And I went with the Dead Zone bark shader to give it that clean camo look, you know? I like it. It's simple, but it's fun. Kind of like the build, actually. Shoot some shit in the mouth and cause big ass explosions. Which brings me to the name. Henceforth, this build will be known as Timeless Fire, because with this setup, your fires will never run out. So go forth and drown your enemies with a storm of burning fury. So, that's the build. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Do you like the outfit? What are some changes you'd make? Talk to me in the comments below. If you don't know what to say, how about burn it down? That's edgy and cringy, right? I like it. Either way, I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you want more, please check out my other Destiny 2 builds. There's a playlist right here. Before you go, could you smack the subscribe button's girlfriend's ass in broad daylight right in front of it to make it feel inferior? That would be just wonderful, and I would love you forever. Well, I already do, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I got some stuff. So, in the meantime, I'll see all you beautiful monsters next time.